Okay, so we've heard about all of this data movement, but in order to do all this data movement, we need to establish where the data sources and where the data sinks are. So this is, welcome to survey number 7. We heard from Monica yesterday about NESC and the 5 theme repositories that they actually have. The UK Data Service, which takes data from ESRC, they have lots of data there, and I suspect that the data files will be relatively small, unlike files produced by the Square Kilometre Array or Virgo, which are pretty large files. But what we're going to be trying to do is establish where these data sources and these data sinks are. Where are the people that are funded by the UKRI publishing their data? And hence, can these be incorporated into a future federated system? Okay, I need to do this. So this is our team. You've already heard from Kieran, and Claire's over there, and myself, and Neil Chu Hong is advising us. And Neil Chu Hong is he's the director of the Software Institute. We're all based at EPCC here in Edinburgh. Okay, so the objectives for us are to collect information about UK research data, and which could potentially be processed by data research infrastructure services, and also to identify what the barriers and the challenges of people publishing data out there are. So we're going to find out what their problems are, be it data movement or whatever, or it could be metadata. And then that's going to be fed into the roadmap. So in terms of what we're doing, the methodology is we're going to do some desk research, and then we're going to do another survey. So there seems to be almost every group here is doing a survey. So we should actually be able to, we should talk to each other. And then we're going to also be doing interviews. So it'll be interesting to interview the people that are actually people that got interesting stories about publishing data, what their problems are, and also the people that are collecting all this data. So Monica might be a good person to speak to, and what are the problems they face. And also in terms of the data integrational aspects, I mean, the part of the value of this would be to take data from different sources and combine it in some way. That's not an easy problem. But it'd be that would be a feather on the cap of any kind of federation that we do. So what's the right type of metadata that we need to host? How can you discover this data? So again, a point that was being made by Jeremy is that you've got all of these fantastic repositories, but they're kind of siloed and they tend to be restricted to given communities. So it'd be interesting to be able to discover this data in a generic way that then you can combine it and use it within a DRI. So the key outputs from this whole process are going to be a report, a paper, and a poster, and like everything else is going to feed into the NFCS roadmap. In terms of timelines, we actually started on the 1st of August, so we made some progress. We're hoping to publish a survey on the 1st of November, so I think we might be beating everybody else in that. So if we're going to cause any kind of survey fatigue, then we're going to be first out there. So hopefully we'll have an advantage. And then we're hoping to close the survey by the 1st of April 2026 and be done by the July 26th, and to be able to feed into the roadmap, get people to incorporate all the information. So where are we now? So we've been looking at prior work. I've been looking at the Gateway to Research data, which is basically a sink for a bunch of UKRI funded projects and the past and everything else. I've taken the people that have said they published data, and there's about 60,000 cases of that. And I've been looking at, where have people been publishing their data? And because I'm not familiar with the different fields, I've been just find out where these things are. So for instance, I mean, a lot of the chemists are publishing in the Cambridge Crystallography Data Center, which I never heard of before. The physicists are publishing in there's got a high energy physics, and then the ESRC, the social scientists and economists, are they're mandated to publish in the UK Data Service, and then the now people are mandated to publish in one of the 5 themed repositories they actually have. But every group has got they're distinct sites where they're actually publishing their data. And they're also using things like Zenodo or Figshare or Dyad, etc. So there's a call to action. So what we're hoping to get from people here is volunteer suggestions of people to review the survey once we actually have a version of the survey available. And again, we want to gather as wide a coverage of people. We don't want just physicists and engineers to fill in the survey. We want people from the arts, biologists, etc. So we really like to get some level of coverage from the different representation of the UKRI to have a viable input. So if you have ideas for distribution channels, that'd be fantastic. And also suggestions for people to interview for the project. And that's not my official email address, but that's easier to remember than my surname. So if you email me to contact, that'd be great. And that's me.